Hi, I'm Angel Talbot and I'm the Recreation Director at Legacy House of Logan. I've had the privilege of working with Ed Perks for 8 years now. Through the years, I've nominated Ed a few times to the Personal Touch Committee about acts of kindness I've seen him give to residents and staff. And I'm extra glad that you guys picked my story to nominate him. It really means a lot to me. I'm a single mom, and it was during the holiday seasons last year that I was commuting 3 hours each way to take care of my mom that had stage 4 cancer. And it was just a really hard year. Ed and his family surprised me with several gifts to give my grandkids. And it really meant a lot to me that Ed cared that Grandma Angel had some presents under the tree for them. Through the years, Ed's done many nice things for me. Helped me when my car was broke down. My house often needs repairs and I'll be stressed out that I gotta call a plumber, and he'll draw a little diagram and give me advice how to fix it myself, and I appreciate that. I had a surgery and Ed drove clear out to the country where I live to give me flowers from Legacy House and a home-cooked meal from his wife. Anybody that knows Ed knows that he's very approachable and easy to talk to. I've worked in the medical field a long time, and Ed's different than other bosses I've had. He really cares about us as individuals. He tries to get to know us, and he wants to see us be successful and happy. Ed, all of us at Legacy House, staff and residents, we think you're great, and we appreciate everything you do, and congratulations on this award.
Hi, my name is Chris Carter. I'm the Executive Director of Aspire Home Health and Hospice. Today, we're going to be talking about one of our amazing nurses, Nicole. Nicole is a young graduate straight out of nursing school, and when she first came to Aspire, we were wondering if she could make a good case manager. But Nicole has something special, and it's called heart. One of her first cases that she took on was a patient, and he had alienated himself from all of his friends and family. He was a veteran and had nobody left in the world except for a court-appointed guardian. Nicole saw this as an opportunity to not only serve his needs as his nurse, but also to serve him as a person. Nicole and her husband stood by his side and did things for him that normal hospice nurses wouldn't do, such as doing his gardening, taking him to the hospital when he was no longer on our medical service, staying with him, cleaning his house, and all other things that he needed. Nicole was so dedicated to this patient that when he started to pass away, she made a commitment to stay by his side to the very end. Now, this was really quite a commitment for Nicole, as this man was a smoker, and that is contrary to how Nicole lives her life. But she was willing to put herself in that position to be able to meet this man's needs. She contacted other agencies to maybe help find him a new place to live because he was so alone in his dying process. At that point, she contacted Legacy House of Ogden for assistance for a possible placement there. The nurse from Legacy House of Ogden was so touched by Nicole's caring nature that she wrote us a letter telling us of Nicole's kind and compassionate and going over the top meeting this man's needs. This man passed away, unfortunately, before we could transport him to our assisted living sister company. But what Nicole did afterward is even more amazing. This man was a veteran, and she worked with the Veterans Administration to give this man the proper burial that he deserved. She worked to make sure that he was buried with the proper flag and the attending armed guards. Nicole, I nominated you for the Personal Touch Award because you demonstrate time and time again your caring nature. You understand patients' needs. You understand the heart of those you serve, and you love them unconditionally. We are so grateful to have you a part of our Aspire team.
Hello, my name is Gabe Garn. I'm the General Manager of the Hilton Garden Inn in Ogden, and I'm proud to nominate Adina Brown. She's one of our fantastic front desk agents that I've ever had the privilege of working with. She's a lot of fun to be around. She has a contagious smile. One of our guests on TripAdvisor actually said it's the biggest smile in the country. There's one story that kind of stands out to me in particular. One morning I had a voicemail, and it was a guest telling me that Adina is fantastic. Please call me back so I can tell you why. Adina was working that day, so I decided instead of calling the guest back, I thought I'd go up and talk to Adina first. But as I walked up, I found out that Adina was on the phone and a guest was waiting on Adina to get off the phone. So I first asked that person that was standing in front of Adina, I said, "Is there something I can help you with, or is Adina getting you taken care of?" And she said, "Oh my gosh, she's just the best. I wish I could adopt her." And this guest then told me the story of why she was there. She was coming back for a high school reunion. It was not something she was particularly thrilled about, coming back to see all of her high school friends, but she wanted to do it. And she decided she was going to do something special for herself, stay at a nice hotel. She thought she'd booked a suite. But when she arrived, she realized she did not book a suite. As Adina handed her the keys, she said, "Now this is the best suite in the house, right?" And Adina said, "Oh, I'm sorry, we just booked a regular room." Adina quickly looked and saw that a suite was not available on that particular night. Guest was a little bit sad, said, I was hoping to really pamper myself this weekend, but I guess that's my bad," and walked off and to enjoy the room. Well, Adina realized that now it's her opportunity to do something special for this guest. So what she did is she grabbed our chef and said, "I need to do something special." So she got some chocolate-covered strawberries and delivered them to the guest room with a little note that said, "Hey, even though you're not in a suite, you can still make sure you feel pampered." And so I heard that and I was just really touched. Now I walked back to my office, called the original guest that left me a voicemail, and I said, "Tell me why Adina's incredible." And this guest then started to tell me the story about the night before. She had checked in and she had this massive migraine headache. And she doesn't even know how she got here, doesn't remember where she parked, came down and told Adina, "Listen, I don't know where my car is. I don't know how to find it. I don't know these streets very well." Adina decided to take it to that next level and do what we call personal touch. And so she took the lady by the arm and walked with her. She ended up having to walk several streets just to find the car, but eventually they found the car together. That guest was so touched that she said, "Even if I'm on business in Salt Lake, I'm staying in Ogden because of Adina. You've earned a customer for life." And that's really what personal touch is in our companies. It's making that heartfelt connection so that we can ensure that these people want to stay with us time and time again.
Hi, I'm David Webster. I'm the General Manager of the Hilton Garden Inn and the Davis Conference Center in Layton. We've nominated Caesar for the Personal Touch Award because of the kind of person that he is. The Davis Conference Center was built on the idea of personal touch and having people here that would give the kind of service that our clients deserve and need. Caesar embodies that in what he does. He teaches his guys the right way to take care of a guest in the way they want to be treated. Personal touch is always on his lips. It's always what he's preaching. He likes to go around and any client that's ever been here in charge of an event, he knows them and they know him. And he's the guy that they come back to see every time. He is always going above and beyond, and not just that, but in a personal way, making sure that he remembers what they like and how they like their event to go off. In this particular case, I wanted to share a story that Caesar was actually in the hotel, clocking out for the day and dropping off his keys. He'd been working for 2 weeks straight, had a really busy couple weeks, and was finally going home for the weekend. But on a Saturday night, he ran into a hotel guest that had come across a problem where he couldn't get a ride to the airport in time for his flight the next day at 5 in the morning. So Caesar, hearing about this, went to the guest with that Caesar smile, approached him and said, I will make sure that you get a ride to the airport tomorrow because I know you want to get home. You've been away from your family and I know how that is. So the next morning at 4 in the morning, who's there in the lobby to greet our guest but Caesar? You know, he's the guy that's always here. He will always make sure that our clients have what they need when they need it because it means a lot to him. He took some of his personal time from his family away to make sure our guests were taken care of in the way they should. Caesar, you're a great example of personal touch. Everything that you do, everything that you are, ever since you started and opened up this property 11 years ago, you've made the conference center what it is today, and we appreciate all that you do, Caesar. Thank you so much.
My name is Scott Chamberlain. I'm the Executive Director at Legacy House of Spanish Fork, and I nominated Rachel along with my management team for the Personal Touch Award. She is amazing. She has done many things for our company. She is in a position at the front desk where she has to interface with a lot of different people who are in good and bad and in different moods, and is always a bright light to anybody that comes and visits us. So Rachel, we nominated you for your idea and what you had carried out to write letters to some of our residents that had noticed that when the mail came in, they didn't receive any mail, and you are a great example of being actively observant, which is something we talk a lot about around here. And you noticed a couple of residents, one in particular that was very disappointed. The story behind this is we have a resident named Irma that moved here about 2 years ago. Her husband had passed away. They had been married for well over 50 years, and we all knew that Irma missed her husband. And so you took it upon yourself, started writing anonymous letters to these residents. And when Irma got this letter, she came up to us and she talked about how she was so touched that someone had noticed the things she had done, and she thought that for sure her late husband must have had something to do with it, and really brightened her day, and it's made a real difference to Irma. The letter was so meaningful and meant so much to her that she actually cried some tears of joy because it meant so much to her to receive letters. You've been doing this not only with this resident, but several other residents in our community, and now are even doing some Christmas cards. So Rachel, that's why we are nominating you for the Personal Touch Award, because you help us change lives here at Legacy House.
Hi, my name is Chris Carter. I'm the Executive Director of Aspire Home Health and Hospice. I nominated Christine Sullivan for a Personal Touch Award. Christine Sullivan is a new nurse to Aspire. When she started at Aspire, a note from LDS Hospital made its way to my desk, and it stated, "Thank you, Nurse Chris, for all the dark days that you helped me through." Recently, Chris was assigned to take care of a 26-year-old hospice patient. This hospice patient had an aggressive form of cancer that ate half of her face. The insurance company who referred this patient to Aspire asked that we send in a special nurse who could handle how disfigured this woman had become. Christine was the right woman for the job. While Christine was caring for this patient, she noticed the family dog. This patient's dog that she loved a lot was outside. It was dirty, it was unkept and malnourished. Christine took this dog home, nursed it back to health, and after the patient had died, she returned the dog back to this family to have a remembrance of the woman who had died. Now, if this was the only dog that Christine had taken care of, it would be a great story. Christine has found 2 other animals in patients' homes that she has taken to her home and nursed back to health. She found a cat with an abscess and also a dog that required an x-ray. Taking care of a patient's dog is not part of her job description, but she recognizes how important pets are to her patients' lives. Christine, I'm nominating you because of how caring and how you personally touched your patients' lives by taking care of them and their pets, who are also their family members. You were very deserving of this award, and we are so grateful you are a part of our Aspire team.